Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Well, today is a day of promises kept. Well, kind of, some promises, let's put it that way. So about 2 weeks ago, my husband took me to a yarn store here in Colorado called You and Me. It's a great store, about an hour south of us. I don't normally get down to the Colorado Springs area very often, so it's one I don't normally go to. Nothing wrong with it. It's a fantastic store. I just don't go south. Hobby had me out and about. We were down in the south area. I'm like, hey, there's a yarn store around here. I can tell. I can sense them. I don't know if you can. I can sense them. He's like, you are directionally challenged. You don't even know where we're at. I'm like, I know, but I've been here before, and I know there's a yarn store, and it's really, really close. Guess who was right? Yeah, I know. It's weird. I can't, yes, it's a thing. So we went to the yarn store and we went looking at different things, and I was being indecisive, of course, whatever. I mean, I have a lot of yarn, but I mean, oh my gosh, you go into a yarn store and everything is just so coordinated and it's beautiful and all the colors, and they have samples up and they have more knitting needles because I need more knitting needles. Yes, I do. I need more knitting needles. And they've got all the knitting needles and they've got everything there. And, I don't know if you're a fan of Barbie or not, don't really care. That doesn't matter. But they've got all the pinks like that and the blues, whether you like Barbie or not, it's not the point. But they've got them and they just look fantastic together. And it took me a while to realize that's why they had the pinks and the blues, is because of the Barbie thing. I was just smitten. I'm like, oh, and then that's just not normal color. But I mean, I do have pinks, but I like the oranges and the autumns the most. So we're just looking, and I'm being indecisive. And he's like, well, I said, what do you want? And he's like, it doesn't matter. You're not going to make me anything anyway. You owe me a sweater. He's still bullying me. It's a thing. So we ended up getting this gorgeous, absolutely stunning hank of alpaca yarn. And I promised him, yes, I promised him, you should never promise. Just don't. Because they'll remember. And like adults, they're like children. They remember. And they'll come back to you and go, hey, how's my, whatever it was you promised, fill in the blank, how's it coming? And you're like, oh. And then it becomes punishment knitting or crocheting, whatever your promise was. So yeah, he's been like, hey, where's my mitts? What I did is I said, well, what do you, there was this gorgeous hank of hand-done alpaca yarn. Let's see, it's from Autumn Sun Acres, right? And that is grown here in Colorado. It's a fine wool and alpaca products, family farm raised in Colorado, naturally produced, 100% alpaca. It's our Satin Elegance yarn, 3-ply worsted. I don't understand where they're getting these things. 3-ply worsted, approximately 200 yards. It says it's a sport, 16 wraps per inch. I have no idea, well, I didn't hear. I would normally think that's around 50 grams or something. I don't know. I weighed it, 67 grams. Don't understand the put up. Approximately 200. I'm not sure how many yards I really got. And it was very pricey. I don't know the exact price on it. Didn't have a price tag on it, whatever. But I know we didn't leave the store under $100. Let's put it that way. So it was, well, I didn't just get that. So I got that. And it was fantastic. And I mean, look at the color. Look at that color. It's gorgeous. It's the natural color. It's a natural brown. This is what I have left. It tells you I did something. This is 15 grams of the 67. I promised him when I got home I was going to cast on his mitts. Wind the yarn and cast on the mitts. Yeah. And then I looked. It's been almost 2 weeks. I finished them. I'm so excited. I finished them. I picture him wearing them because he's adorable. I think he's adorable. I'm a little smitten with him. I've been with him for 32 years. Well, actually, I've been with him longer. We've been married for 32. We've been together longer. But look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See if I can get that color. Oh my, what is it? I have got to get rid of lights. I really do. I keep talking about it. Or at least learn how to use the ones I have. Look at that. Look. Aren't those just great? That's just fantastic. So that is the gorgeous mitts. 52 grams is what they weigh. I used size 3 knitting needles throughout. Look at that. I mean, that cable going up the center. I mean, oh my gosh, look at the eyeballs. That cable, that is just stunning. So I've got the nice twisted cable here. It gets 4-stitch cable on that side. a larger cable going, and then the mirrored 4-stitch cable on this side. So that's there. And then the gusset is a thumb gusset. So you do have a little bit of the increasing out. So the thumb doesn't go straight like this, right? So it does have that natural line going up where the thumb normally is on a hand, because our hand, you know, we don't normally like that. We're like this. So I finished this, 52 grams. Now, the thing is, do I hold on to them until Christmas or his birthday? His birthday's in December. Christmas and his birthday's before Christmas. We're in Colorado. You don't hold winter things as a gift until Christmas. Well, you can, but I'm not going to. So he's going to end up getting these sooner because, you know, that's just, they are scrumptious. This stuff is amazing. Holy cow. That is fantastic. So this was great. So I got that. And he got me 2 other skeins of yarn. So now I got to figure out what to do with these. This is that watermelon color DK. Just stunning. So I didn't wind it or do anything with it because I had to get his mitts done first. That was a priority. That's what he was wanting. Oh, you have no idea how many times in the last 2 weeks he's brought that up. Where's my mitts? You still owe me a sweater. Yeah, I promised a sweater 4 years ago. Don't promise. Do not promise. Oh my gosh, if you are just getting into crafts, word of advice from a longtime crafter, do not promise. It does not matter how old the person is. They will suddenly be a 5-year-old. Do not promise. So I say that with a lot of love. I really, really do. My husband is amazing. So he got this. So now I feel like I can wind this if I choose to come up with some pattern for it. The design is gorgeous. I think this reminds me of watermelon the most. It's a DK weight. Probably a hat or something along that line. I believe it's 240 yards. So, you know, I would consider that more of a worsted, but whatever. You know, they're saying DK. I think it's a worsted. We'll see how it works out. His Cascade 220 is a 100 grams, 220 yards of wool. Reason it's named 220 is 220 yards. And that is a worsted weight, normally using a size 8 knitting needle. Don't know on the crochet hook. And yeah, so I would think that this is similar. So I guess with 240 it could be. And then he also got me this. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I love the colors. Oh my. This is stunning. And I was thinking of pairing it with this because, you know, that's a gold, that's sparkle and everything. And then all those speckles. And I'm so jonesing to make a shawl. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Not sure the pattern. I have lots of patterns and I have lots of other fingering weight yarns that I could mix with it, or, you know, if the pattern called for more colors or something, I could definitely do that. I've got rust colors. I've got all sorts of colors because, you know, hello, it's gorgeous. I'm so wanting to do a shawl. Help me out if you have a favorite one. I know Stephen West has his geometric gradient shawl that he's going on right now. I've done some of his shawls, I really have, and they're gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. I've not done one of his mystery longs while it's a mystery. I like to know what it is. I'm spending a lot of time with it and energy. I like to know ahead of time. I love the concept of a mystery, but I've not joined any of his while it's a mystery, if that makes any sense. But I have made some and they're a lot of fun. And his sweater that I'm supposed to be working on, oh, whatever, shh, don't tell. You know what that is? Yeah, that's the cuff. It is. It is. I'm using size 8 knitting needles. That's the cuff right here. It is. So I've got to figure out my yarn, like where my next skein is, because I'm right there at the point where I need to attach my other skein of yarn. But that's what this is. And this right here, you're like, why is there a big pink thread? That makes no sense. And what is it with you and pink threads? This is the like Aunt Lydia's crochet thread. I've got, you know, multiple balls. Anyone who has crochet thread, you tend to have like 1 or 2 balls, and you're like, it's been around forever. So this has been around forever, and I use them as stitch markers. I'll use it to hold my stitches when I'm doing sweaters or things along that line. And for this, what I'm doing, since it has increases, I'll just loop it right here. And then at my next increase row, I'll do the same thing. And I'll do that all the way up. So that way when I'm making the next sleeve, I can count, because I've got this really long thread, how many times, you know, and I'll look in between going, oh, wait, I actually did 10 increases, you know, and I can look at it easier and go, oh, they were every 8 rows or 10 rows or whatever it is. So I use it as another form of a stitch marker
very inexpensive because, you know, there's so many yards on this thing. Yeah, and I think I made one of my Fun Size Fridays, the little jellyfish out of it. It's like that big. My granddaughter took it. She saw it. You know, they come up here in my yarn room and they find things and they take things and whatever. That's okay. That's what it's for. But yeah, there. And look, it's this time, right? So that's like a more of a Christmassy colored, to me anyway, a little Christmassy stitch marker. I mean, stitch markers are knitting jewelry, aren't they? It's just a yes. And that to me reminds me of Christmas. And my husband's been talking about he'd really like to wear his Christmas sweater or his sweater at Christmas or his birthday, or he just wants it. So I really need to find, about a year and a half ago, I did come across one of the sweaters I made for him, and we've got a picture of it somewhere. If I find it, when I find it, sooner or later I'll find it, I'll show you. But it's him holding our oldest son, who's now 30 years old, and he's got this crocheted sweater, and it's maroon and black, and it was made out of red heart yarn, and I did all the cables with it, so a lot of front post, back post. It was my own design. I think I did saddle sleeves, not positive with the cables because I was really into that at the time, and lots of fun. Heavy, obviously, you know, crocheted and doing all the front post, back post, and he was so much skinnier then, weren't we all? And he only wore it a few times because he's so warm-blooded that a sweater didn't work. So I'm hoping, you know, after he's been talking to me so much about this, and it's alpaca. This is an alpaca sweater right here that he'll really enjoy it, and he'll actually wear it and put it on more than 5 minutes because, you know, he's been talking about it. I do like the pattern. Can you see that with the waffle stitch and everything? I think that is absolutely stunning. If I didn't, or you didn't see it before, it's from this book. Look at that. Viking Knits. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of beautiful patterns in here. There's a lot of eye candy in here. There's beautiful women, there's beautiful men. Yeah, there's a lot of eye candy. This is by Lassie L. Matberg. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. I'm not really sure. Sorry about that. Viking Knits, over 40 Scandinavian knits for men, women, and children. So what they do is they have in this book, a lot of the patterns are sized for, they're unisex patterns, and they're sized for men, women, and children. Really nice. And I am making appropriately named the Papa sweater for Papa, right? So that is what that distinguished gentleman right there. That's what I'm doing. I have the entire torso of the sweater done. I have to do the neck treatment and both of the sleeves, and that's where I'm at. And then I sat it down, and I didn't take any notes because that would have been smart. Yeah. Oh, and I also had 2 sweaters going with the exact same green, well, different dye lots, and I didn't take a note on what dye lot this one was. Yeah. I really want both of the sleeves to match the whole sweater, not just each other, along with the neckline. Although, well, no, it wouldn't be the same because I've got this partial. If I started with the wrong yarn and kept it that way, and both sleeves were a different, slightly off dye lot, and the neckline was an off dye lot, it would kind of look like it matched. How that's the case, I'll figure it out. Yeah, it'll happen. So that's what this is. Really such a stunning pattern. Very distinguished, very classic. Papa sweater right there. I paid for this. I got it at Joann's when they had it for 20% off. I've only seen it the one time. That was the time that I bought it. It's the only time I've ever seen this. However, you can get it on Amazon. It's $29.99 full price. I got a little bit of discount, but right now it's on Amazon for $16.80, the Kindle version and the written version. So if you're interested, go for it. If you're not, don't worry about it. I don't make any money off of it. I just wanted to tell you because it's a fun book. It is lovely. There are some gorgeous patterns in here, and there's a lot of fun things for color work. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? And that one, like I was saying, you have, and that's the same pattern design right there as the last one. So you've got the men, you've got the women, you've got the children. See, here's the little tyke right there. So it's really nice if you wanted to make the family of sweaters kind of a situation. And then they also have towards the back, they'll have multiple of the patterns that they're using for the sweaters. They have them in a hat format, which is perfect because then you can do it in a small format that's an actual usable product. and decide, do I like this? Do I like this color work? Do I like the colors I chose? How does it look together? And if you don't like it, you still have a hat. You still have a usable product, not just a swatch. So you make the hat your swatch. You can measure it. You can do whatever. If it's too big, it doesn't matter. It'll fit somebody. You can donate it. If it's too small for, again, you can donate it. But you learn that before you cast on for the full sweater. So really wonderful idea. And I would recommend doing that, not just for here, but for any type of pattern work that you're working on that has that Fair Isle or color work. So you can see this right here. You've got the hat, the man's sweater, and then you've got the woman with it around just the yoke of her sweater. So they go through that and you can determine, do you like it? Do you like the way it looks? Do you like the yarn choice that you grabbed? Do you like the way that it feels and works up together? Maybe you thought making a Fair Isle sweater would be fun, and then once you started working it, you decided, that's a lot of work. That's okay, no harm, no foul. You still have a hat. But there's some gorgeous stuff like this. Just absolutely stunning. Different hats, different necklines, different patterns. So if you are interested, definitely go grab the book. It's some fun things. This one right here. Again, you've got the men's and the woman's, right? Same pattern with that one. Lots of different choices. Yeah. See that on the back too. Some of the colors right here. So the man and the woman with the hat. And same with the young boy. So that's where they come up with the 40 patterns. It's not 40 different, like massively different, distinctive. They count like the one child size, woman size, man size. That's 3 of the patterns. So that does make a little bit of a difference. I think the photography is really good. I think the instructions are really well. I'm really enjoying my Papa sweater that I'm making for my husband. Yes. He doesn't know. Here we go. So it's growing. I do have these, promises kept. I do have my mitts. I can now start on some of the other things. I think my priority needs to be here. Yeah, he deserves it. It really does. So at least I have the needle size now, because I was a little concerned about that. So, because I didn't have any notes. Oh my, and I've got needles stuck in, or actually I just have the cores. I'm like, what happened to the needles? Because I needed them for something else. Because I've only got like 5 sets of needles around here somewhere, and obviously whatever size I'm using, it's stuck elsewhere. I mean, I am not the only one who loses their needles and hooks. They're not really lost. They're just somewhere else. So if you're keeping track, in this last week or what have you, holy cow, look at this. You have that. And these are his too. I got to weave in the ends for these. Yeah. These are his socks. These are his toe socks. So he's got the toe socks. He has the gorgeous mitts right here. And we are working on this. That's a lot. These are all his. Yeah. He's spoiled. He is. I love him. He spoils me. We get, he gets what he wants. I get what I want. It works out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and my traveling around promises kept. I finally got that done. Don't promise crafts. Don't do it. You'll pay. All right, everybody, you have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. Bye-bye.